Page 57, evening. When you first look at this, you think, oh, good grief, what's going on? It might make nice wallpaper, but I don't know about playing it. However, keep in mind it's in 6/8 time and an eighth note gets a count. So that simplifies it quite a bit. So let's look this over and see what we got. It's 1 page long, treble and bass clef, 3 flats in the key signature. This means we're in the key of E flat major. So go do the scale on E flat major. I think we've covered it before. Make sure it's the trill exercise really that'll do you the most good. Make sure you're doing that trill exercise with the accents and everything. 6/8 time signature, of course, because that's what we're studying. So an eighth note gets a count. Right hand first, we have these broken chords. You have a G and a B flat, and then an E. The whole chord is that. And then the next one is an A flat here. That's chord. So you're going from this chord to this. I don't have a lot of help for you. If you have big hands, you can do that. But I'll have to leave that up to you and the size of your hand. If your hand's small enough, go ahead and come up here. Here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. And then the second measure, the LH, left hand plays that note. Going on. Third measure, now it's here. Now you can come out here. And then the next measure. And for the most part, that's the right hand. You're playing slightly different chords. You're moving around a little bit. But basically, the right hand's just playing these broken chords. It's the left hand that gets all the fun. So let's take a look at it. They have an E flat and a B flat to begin with, and here, and then a C here. Now, when I get this kind of a pattern, where the bottom note's staying the same, but the top note moves, I will use second finger on the one note. So I'll do a 5-2 here, and then I can just stay here each time, and then in the fourth measure, just bring the little finger down. Okay? The kicker is the left-hand note in the second measure. You got to come up over the right hand. Pretend there's a right hand here. You come over and you play the E flat. And now there's no rest. So now you got to come down here. You got to know where you're going. You may have to practice those moves. So again, at the beginning, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is this fun, and that's basically what the left hand is doing. So when you put them together, this should be interesting. You're here. Make sure you hold that down. And that's by itself now. Nothing else is down. That right hand's here in the way, but it's not playing anything. Then go on. See, in the first 3 beats, this stays down. But then only that is by itself. That's important. That's the way it is through the whole piece. So I'll leave it to you to put the hands together. You don't have to go as fast as I was going. But you go ahead and work it out and then go real slow and get rid of all the hesitations. It needs to be a steady beat throughout. Then we think about the articulation, where don't really give you a lot. You're slurring these. You probably slur them anyway, but you see, if they didn't tell you that, you could play them disconnected if you wanted to, if there's nothing there. But since they put the slurs in, you don't have a choice. Now you connect them. If you can find the phrasing. Now the phrasing, there's no phrasing marked, so we'll add that when we add the interpretation. We'll think about phrasing then. Now the dynamics, MF is mezzo forte, which is sort of loud. Here, it's sort of both hands. Sort of both hands, but if you wanted to bring out one hand over the other, it would be the left hand. We want to hear the... But this, that's nice too. Experiment. If I play the right hand really soft, what's it sound like? If I play them the same, what's it sound like? You have to experiment with it. What do you like? And maybe over time, eventually, when you played it a while, you'll start to favor one over the other. I think what I'm going to do is play them close to the same. I may play the left hand just a hair louder. Now, I don't see any other dynamic mark anywhere in here besides that MF at the beginning. No. I'm not going to play the whole thing at MF straight across. No. Well, you get into the interpretation of it. And if you feel it getting a little louder, you get a little louder. If you feel it getting a little softer, get a little softer. You're just staying in the area of mezzo forte or moderately loud. Now you have fermatas in here, or holds. Look at the fourth line, second measure here. Here, that's a hold. So hang on to that to what feels right. Well, just here. When I do it with the metronome, I'll double it and I'll hold it for 6 counts instead of 3. Remember, a dotted quarter note gets 3 counts in 6/8 time. And then at the end, that fermata, that one you hold out until it feels right. Or with a metronome, I'll hold it 6 counts. And yes, that is an E. It's an E. It's 3 ledger lines above. You need to know that. But it's a flat because the E flat's in the key signature here. If I feel like a little retard here and there, I might put that in. That's interpretation. Where are the phrases? If you can feel phrases in here, then lift up between them. Here. Lift up. Lift up. Lift up. Lift up. You have to lift up anyway, you're moving. But you want to feel the phrasing is what I'm after. Of course, after the fermata, that would end a phrase. In the fourth line, second measure. That's the end of a phrase. Then you go on, lift, like taking a breath. Now they've added pedal, and we kind of need pedal because this is pretty choppy. It's pretty, ugh. Now the pedal will help us give it overtones and it'll help us to connect these notes to make it flow better. I'm going to use overlapping pedal again, or lag pedaling, where the notes go down first and then the pedal. And I'm going to legato pedal this, except maybe for the phrasing. I might lift up so we can hear the phrasing. So at the beginning, the notes there, and then the pedal. Change it after play the notes. I'm going to lift up with the hands. I want to hear the phrasing. That's sort of the pedaling throughout the whole thing. Is that what I'm suggesting? They have you in the way it's marked. They have you lifting up it. That's too choppy for me. I want to connect it. I want it to flow better. I forgot about the speed. Oopsie. Well, go back and pretend I'm talking about the speed back where I usually talk about speed. Andantino. Well, there's a big surprise there. Another. Just let it flow naturally. Easy. This is the one with the eighth notes doing what they're doing. I tend to want to feel it a little slower. I'll put the eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, please don't copy me. That's just one way of playing it. You don't have to take it at that speed. You can do a little more with the dynamics. Get into it and feel it. How do you feel it? Let's play this together very slowly and check the notes and the rhythms and all. The rhythm shouldn't be a problem, but the notes. I'm going to pedal it like I suggested. And I'm going to play both hands about the same. I'm not doing any dynamics. So I'll give us 6 counts. Let's just go really slow. The kicker here is this left hand constantly going back and forth. You're looking down at the keyboard, you're looking at the music, and you'll figure out a system eventually. Keep trying where you know when to look down and you know when to look up. You only look down when you have to, and only for as long as you have to get the note, figure out where you're going. Most of the time, you're going to be looking at the music anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, go. 5, 6. 5, 6. 5, 6. 6, hold 2, go on. 5, 6. 5, 6. 5, 6. 6.